Okay, this video is going to be how to draw a pretty girl. We're doing a sketch illustration. Okay, so I'm going to start off here. I'm going to make some hair up here. Just kind of like that. Little swooshy kind of wisps of hair. Swishy little hair like that. Okay, so I'm going to make gosh, I hope I didn't make my top part too big here and run out of room for my skirt. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad there. That's not too bad. Hello. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new, please subscribe. And we are working on a pretty young girl illustration drawing here today. I'm getting my my page up here. Okay, there, now I can see. I can see what I'm drawing. Okay. I'm looking to see what I draw on camera. Okay, so now we're going to be working on the bottom part of the skirt here. I am kind of running out of room here a little bit, so I'm going to have to, oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Okay, there. She's got a little bit of Shrek arms going on right there, which is kind of funny. Okay. Hello, Rego Casacola. Rego Casacola. I hope I said that right. And Jesus is King. Jesus. Hello, Jesus. Jesus is with us today. Okay, so I'm gonna try this direction here. See how it looks. How are you all doing today? I'm finding, I don't know what you guys listen to or what you want to chit chat about. I've been listening to some things related to some stuff going on, and it is gruesome. It's very gruesome what is happening right now. So it's being played on YouTube, and they're talking about some fraud things taking place, a lot of fraud. I even suspect, based on what they've said, that our most recent Supreme Court justice could have been wrongfully nominated since the president was not in his right mind. And that's what they're saying, that the president was not in his right mind when she was nominated, and that his staff was just doing things and they just took over. Okay, here. Okay, so what I want to do right here now is I want to, I'm going to use my marker because I'm trying to kind of make the dress look a little bit metallic with some little breaks in between, breaks of light. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I will achieve it or not. All I can do is try. We're just trying to give it that little metallic look. I'm probably going to be adding more pencil in here as we progress. We should do the hair though too. We need to, okay, let's do the hair. We'll just go around like this. Okay, how many minutes? Oh, I'm at 7. I need to do a clip here. Let's do a clip. Okay. Hello, Skinwalker. Okay, this is a pretty woman in a dress. How to draw a pretty girl in a dress is what we are working on right here. How to draw a pretty girl in a dress. Hopefully you can see that here. This is what we're working on, is a pretty girl in a dress. And so actually she's facing away from us. We are looking at her back, is what we are looking at, is her back. And so I'm going to do some little elements in here, just a few little lines like this. So we're working on little scallops right here. Okay. And so this is what we have got right here. Pretty girl in a dress. And so what I want to do now is, okay, I'm going to make, well, let's kind of go with this theme a little bit. We'll go with this theme, and we're going to make this, we're going to do this. And then I'm going to do the broken lines, And so this indicates reflection with the broken lines here. Oh, that's kind of a cool looking dress. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this next one too. We're going to go around. We're going to add, this is what I'm going to add in here. This is the part that's kind of fun, is adding this in there. The little dark tunnel. I'm going to highlight, just lightly highlight a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to do this. Okay. So I'm just making different size lines here like that. I'm just filling in a little bit of shadows here. I could use pencil if I wanted to, but I like that right there. Hello, let's see, Terry Graham. Hello, Terry Graham. Okay, so now we're doing this, like this. Okay, I like that. Okay, so the back, I think maybe I'm going to close it up a little bit more than what we've got it here like this. I want to make the lines a little bit closer together. So what are y'all up to today? Share with me what you're doing, what you're up to, what's going on with you if you want to. What you got going on today? Okay, we don't have a whole lot of conversation going on today now, do we? Well, now that's one of the things that Congress was talking about. They said that it's a fact that Silicon Valley, there's a conspiracy with Silicon Valley and legacy media to censor people. They said that's exactly what's going on. And I'm wondering if that has to do with it, because they said Silicon Valley and legacy media actively together were censoring people on purpose. And so they conspired with their networks together to censor the American public. How do you guys like that? That's a big thing to digest right there. To think that something that you like, like YouTube, which is considered Silicon Valley, and they conspire for us to lose our jobs, to lose our income, to lose our voice. I knew it was going on. I absolutely knew it was going on. And the more you talk about it, the more you get censored. That's what's happening. I mean, it was even happening some yesterday a little bit. You know, it does happen, and it is happening. Oh, I like that. That is a pretty cool looking dress. That is a out of this world kind of a dress right here. Now we're looking at the back of the girl. So the back of the girl is looking at her back. So we don't know what her face looks like. That's the object of this assignment, is to look at the girl from the back, not her face. I mean, unfortunately, women are critically judged a lot of times. When we're younger, as we age, we're critically judged for a lot of things. And it's from something that we didn't even have anything to do with. I mean, when you think about it, and this applies to young men too, all this was set in straight in all this was a social construct that was created before all of us were born. That's what it is. And oh, I like that one. Actually, I like all of them when I look at it like that. I like all of them. It looks pretty good. I was going to get out my big piece of paper and make it larger, but I thought, nah, this one will work on the smaller cardstock. So I decided to work on the smaller cardstock. Okay, that's what's missing on here right now, is carrying the, yeah, we need to carry that on up in there like that. I'll do that. I can actually work on that a little bit before I even, okay, so now we're gonna do this. We'll make this little tunnel right here like that. This is a really cool dress. I actually can envision this dress, because what I'm thinking is, if this part right here is actually, you know, the dryer vent, If you made a dress out of dryer vents, that's kind of what it would look like a little bit. Yeah, so I'm thinking in terms of making the dress kind of like a costume, something that is, you know, somewhat unusual and different. And we're adding, see the lighter areas in here? This is to give it some highlighting, and it does make it look shiny. It absolutely does. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing and make some more of these tubes here. That's what I call them, as little tubes. I'll just do them all together like this at the same time. They look like little eyes peeking out. That's what they look like, is little eyes peeking out here. Oh my God, I kind of like that lighter part, just not filling them in as much there up there at the top. That's sort of cool looking too. I am going to fill them in, but I kind of like the way that is right there. I like that. That is a pretty dress. Very unique. Now, I actually kind of feel like I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more, right? I need one more right there. I feel like this is kind of missing. Okay, I do like that a little bit better. It made it a little more flouncier. Okay, now I need to add just a tiny bit in here. Maybe just a little tiny bit more shadows and highlighting in here. Let's see here. And so let's try turn it this direction so we can see what we're doing. I'm not sure what to do with the back though at this point. I'm not quite sure what to do with the back. If I need a little bit of, I'm going to add some more hair strands in here. Just wanted to make the hair a little bit darker. Okay, so what I'm going to do is highlight just a little bit here to kind of make it look a little bit like the part coming up here. I might do some tiny little strands of hair up here at the top to so it's not all, just to indicate that there's little straggles of hair and some split ends. Okay, I like that. That looks pretty darn good. That is a pretty darn good dress. Very elaborate, that's for sure. I'm still, how about we do this? Let's give her a tattoo. Let's give her a tattoo right here of a flower on her shoulder. That's what we're going to do right there, is give her a tattoo. We'll give her a leaf. And we'll put on another leaf right here like that. Okay, I kind of like that right there like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, should I, oh my goodness. I'm going to add a little bit more flower. A couple more petals is what I'm going to add, make it a little bit larger. Just like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So we add a little bit of tattoo on there because that fits this gal. That fits this young girl. Having a tattoo, kind of a metallic looking dress. Metallica looking dress, sort of. I still kind of want to close this up a little bit more in the center there, like that. Let's close it up. Let's see here. Expand. Okay, that's a little bit better like that. Okay, I like that a little bit better. I closed it up more on the back. Otherwise, it's just too open. There's something about it that just, and this looks a little bit better. Okay, let me, now I'm just highlighting a little bit. Doing a little bit of highlights right around here. That's just to make it stand out a little bit more. Let's see. What is, oh, we've got to do this. We got to do this. Okay, today is 711. It's 711. 225. Okay, 711. Let's do this. We're going to add 7. We're going to do it right here. 7, 11, 2, 0, 2, 5. Now 7-Eleven, if you guys remember, is a convenience store. I think they're still open. I have not seen a 7-Eleven in a long time, but they used to be the stores that were open from 7 until 11, and then they closed because that was their hours, was 7-Eleven. Well, now they're more like 24/7. We've yet to have a store named 24/7 that I know of. Now maybe they're on a smaller scale someplace else. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a 7-Eleven someplace else. Or not 7-Eleven, a 24/7. A store named 24/7. It would be kind of interesting to know if you have some local brands that are called 24/7. Now, even some of the stores, though, the convenience stores, I don't think they might be open late, but they're not open 24/7, a lot of them. Some of them are, but not all of them. You know, they're just in places where it's not necessary for them to be open. But you know, on the chance that they do close, there's always going to be that one person who complains and says, I needed gas and you were not open, so I'm unhappy. I'm an unhappy camper because I couldn't get my gas, even though I had enough gas to drive 10 miles away and get gas there, because my 10 miles away is almost close to where I work at. I wanted to get gas in my small town and support my small town so we could have more business in my small town. But you weren't open. So how am I supposed to support my small business in my town when you're closed at 3 o'clock in the morning and I need gas? How is that supposed to work? But, okay, let me grab one more highlight here before I'm done. And I think I'm going to call this done. Oh, maybe I should write on here how to draw a, no, I'm not going to write because I can probably use it in the future and do something else with it. But before we go, this is what I want to look at. Let's look at 7/11/2025 upside down. Do SEO. 2025 is SEO. Look at that. The 2 or the 5, 0, 2, 5 is SEO. Do you guys see what that? I mean, you SEO guys should be jumping all over this. Upside down in 2025 is SEO. Look at that. Search engine optimization. I mean, it must be a grand conspiracy of the universe to be pulling this off. When we flip our numbers upside down, it's SEOE. EOE is actually an acronym for Equal Opportunity Employer. How ironic is that? 2025, 2025. SEO, Secret Equal Opportunity Employer, SEOE. And then 11 nose or arrow, what is that? L, 11L. With the SEO, this is a good one, SEO. Right there. Let me do one more highlight and maybe I can turn this into a short with SEO out of 2025 upside down. And we'll turn it into a conspiracy and a nefarious something that should be felonious, and it needs to be investigated for at least the next 20 or 30 years by the FBI, right? Is that how it works? Because however they do it, it sucks because I know we lose our revenue when that happens. Well, so we learned something today. Hopefully we learned something today. And so I will see you guys the next time.